With some of the leftover linen from this month's tunic making workshop, I had the right pieces to make a cap. These caps are worn by men and women for daily life under hats, head coverings, veils, and even on their own. A head covering is something that completes the high and late medieval outfit. The coif or coif is pretty easy to put on, easy to make, and it's a great way to achieve that aesthetic. So I start by finding which pattern I want to use. I'm a fan of this two-piece pattern. It's really easy to make, and you can choose it in a peaked or non-peaked style. Based on the pictures that I've seen, the non-peaked tends to be more common. Admittedly, while I was making this, I was going for speed, and that is why I'm bringing out my pinking shears. Normally I just use regular fabric scissors, but clip them if you got them. I'm going to start by sewing that big rounded part that goes over the head, using a straight stitch. And because I have access to an overlock machine, I'm going to go ahead and overlock most of these seams. Just means it's going to last just a little bit longer, and it's a lot faster than having to hand fill everything. Because I don't want the serge seam to poke out and make it uncomfortable to wear, I'm actually just sewing it down to make sure that it lies flat. With the basic section done, I'm measuring to see how long I want to make the cord. So I'm just going to take a piece of white linen. I'm making sure I have enough to quadruple that one simple measurement, and I want it to be approximately a 1-inch strip. And I'm a big fan of ripping linen because it's satisfying. When it is a narrower strip, I do take the time to straighten the fabric back out, mostly because I know later on it will be a lot easier to sew. I found a sewing hack online that involved using a piece of string that has been sewn on the inside of your intended tube to turn it inside out. You sew it to the top of the tube and make sure that at least as long as the tube. And since I wanted to see how fast I could do this, I am actually not even going to sew it. I'm just going to go straight to overlocking because if you keep your stitch length small, it works. You do not need to overlock. You could just use a zigzag after sewing. But because I have an overlock or serger, I like to use it. Normally what you do is you're now able to pull on the cord inside out, but I actually missed a step, so I suggest you take a look at my turning the thin tube inside out video. I will link it below. It's a lot easier. Because I didn't want to waste the fabric that I had, I actually took the time to just fold that strip that I had made in half. Keeping it folded over, I am actually using a zigzag stitch to keep the fabric down. I'm taking a little bit more time on this because there's that overlocked edge. I don't want it to show. Since I'm using the linen strip to tie the cap closed, making sure that I keep it at a middle point and pin it from the middle and out. And just using a straight stitch, I'm just going to tack it down. Back on the table, I'm flipping the edge that faces the face, and I'm doing a double turn to make sure that none of the overlocked edge will show. Back at the sewing machine, I'm just using a straight stitch to close that overhead section. Now I'm flipping the linen strap down and inside of the cap, so it's not as visible on the outside when you're actually wearing it. Since I use the overlock machine instead of turning it inside out, I am taking a little bit more time with my snips to make sure that there are no bits of thread hanging out and it's nice and smooth. And now the finished cap. This is the cap, and this is my assistant Bob. Bob's fantastic when I feel like doing videos of a finished project in the middle of the night, and he's super supportive. He doesn't mind if I get really up close in his face, because, you know, no eyeballs. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to tell me about what spooky projects you're working on this season.